basics of flat track roller derby. Brought to you by Antic Skate Boots and the Women's Flat Track Derby Association. The game of roller derby is played on roller skates. The players wear helmets, elbow pads, wrist guards, and knee pads. The track is flat, not banked. Each 30-minute half is broken down into shifts called jams. The group of 8 players at the front is called the pack. The pack is made of players who play the position of blocker. Behind the pack are the jammers. The jammers are the skaters who score points and are marked by a large star on their helmet. When the whistle blows, the jammers try to skate their way through the pack and out the other side, but they will be met with the hips, rear, and shoulders of the opposing team's blockers. When 2 bodies make contact on the track, this is called a block. Once the jammers have skated their way through the pack the first time, they're ready to begin scoring. They earn a point every time they legally pass a member of the opposing team. The team with the most points at the end of the game wins. The jammers will fail to earn points if they pass the opposing blockers illegally. Any player who performs an illegal action will earn a penalty. So what's illegal? Elbows, tripping, back blocking, and passing out of bounds. Any player who receives a major penalty has earned a 30-second trip to the penalty box. The jam ends when the lead jammer places her hands on her hips, or when 2 minutes has elapsed. 30 seconds later, a new jam begins, and the whole thing starts again.
Total bad sport, like all around. I saw the girls doing it and I was like, I can do that.
Nice! Good job!
I got tattooed with another girlfriend of mine,
and she always cried when she got tattooed because it hurt, and she played roller derby, and I thought, I don't cry when I get tattooed, so maybe I'm stronger than you. Maybe I can play roller derby. I'm an athlete. I've played some sports growing up, and I was a childhood skater, a speed skater. For me, it was just the best of both worlds. I was able to combine my desire to play a sport along with the skating.
It looked a lot more intense than it actually feels. Actually, don't use that at all, because it's really intense, and it sucks sometimes. I met my husband, actually, in Derby.
I'm a triple threat. I play them all. I'm a triple threat. I play everything. Blocker, jammer, and pivot. Blocker and pivot primarily are responsible for playing offense and defense, and trying to get their jammer through and prevent the other team from having their jammer get through. And the jammer is basically your offensive person who's responsible for scoring points.
Having an injury was pretty sucky. I hurt my knee, so I was out for about a month and a half total.
It's usually not a matter if somebody gets hurt. If you're in it long enough, you're going to get hurt. But I've had a broken fibula, torn deltoids, which required fixation with plate and screws. And then I've had knee surgery, and I've had foot surgery.
Receiving the 2012 Best Blocker Award from my league. A lot of my league mates voted for me, so that was super awesome. Totally, I didn't expect it, and I also I got 2012 MVP, so that was, I cried. I mean, it was a roller derby award, but I cried because it meant a lot to me. There really hasn't been anything easy about joining derby. It's been very time-consuming, very physically draining, sometimes emotionally draining because you get so involved in it and you just want to get better and better, and at times you do plateau, so that gets pretty frustrating. At the same time, the stuff that's been hard has been so rewarding that it totally works out in the end.
Come see us. Don't make us come see you. Join the revolution at housequad.com.
friends and fans, it's almost derby time. If you would like to get up and grab a snack from the Huck Wagon, now would be your chance. We also have camp cards for sale from our Boy Scouts. Over there, they're $5. You'll get your $5 back if you shop at Kroger. There's lots of other goodies on the back of the card, too. Texas Rangers discounts and Dick's Sporting Goods discounts, I think. Things like that. So find a Boy Scout. They're selling them. And the beer guy.
His name is Ted.
Ted the beer guy. There is still free beer. He's shaking his cups, guys. Shaking his cups. He needs for the beer to be consumed. Everyone go check it out. Free beer.
There's nothing better than free beer.
Right? Oh, Loretta's got some free tacos over here. I think they're made of paper plates, though.
We're getting some smack over here from the Muertas because we're talking bad about their tacos. I'm sorry.
Sorry, we're talking about your tacos, Muertas. Sorry.
All right, captains are back from their meetings. Muerta fans, where are you at?
Are you okay with staying with that same rep?
Muertas fans, we need to hear you.
That was sad, Muertas fans.
Muertas. Come on.
No. Angry Beard's dancing for us. Or
Nice
Angry
work.
Beardless right now. He's Angry Beardless.
Angry Beardless.
He's got his peel and stick name tag that he can take off and on whether or not he shaves.
Excellent. That's really good thinking. Really good thinking.
What about that Nightmare Nation? Where's the Nightmare Nation at? These are the saddest fans I've ever heard, Stacy. Muerta fans, where are you at?
Yes. That's what we need. Thank you, Muertas.
Nightmare Nation, where are you?
Just because the sky is raining tears does not mean we have to be sad in House of Quad. Pep it up, people. This is roller derby. We're going to start out with the Muertas Locas. Now's when you cheer. Awesome. All right, the Muertas Locas. We have got Queen Koopa, number 42. Miss America, number 1982. Miss Hercules, number 127. Adrian Bocado, number 64. Jungle, 71. Felonious Flingin' Monkey, number 9009. Dynamo Yo, 80s. Beelzebetsy, number 667. Annie Orphan Maker, number 321. And Ambien, number 222. They are coached by Johnny Voodoo and benched by Mr. Hercules. Let's hear it for the Muertas Locas.
Your turn.
All right, now it's time for the Elm Street Nightmares. Number 24, Vietnam Noms. Number 58, Sky Monkey. Number 422, Scrappity Ann. Number 87, Nikki Sticks. Number 723, Minnie Harshmallow. Number 50, Manic Pixie. Number 74 inches, Lupacabra. Co-captain of the Plain White Tees, number 1, 2, 3, 4. And captain, Galactic Scoundrel, number 2. Coached by G.I. Joel, bench coached by Gluten for Punishment.
That's fantastic.
That's fantastic.
Because you know he's a baker, so it's perfect.
That's why it's so fantastic. Gluten for punishment. That's amazing.
NSOs, are you ready? Team Zebra, are you ready? I don't see Sean.
Sean, are you ready?
Sean OTD. Are we ready, Team Zebra?
Sean says we're not ready. Now we're ready.
All right, next whistle starts the jam. Derby's going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beelza Betsy going up against Vietnam Noms.
Both teams have really strong walls holding back those jammers. Vietnam Noms on the outside jumped over and got by that Muerta's wall.
I can tell you, Vietnam Noms grew substantially in the offseason. She went from being like a really good blocker and jammer, and now she's just terrifying on the jam line.
She's zippy.
Oh, zippy is a good word.
Zippy. This is going to be a kind of an iron derby. The Nightmares are playing 9 tonight, and the Muertas Locas are playing 10. So I'm anxious to see how the endurance that these ladies work on through the season, and just gameplay in general, strategy and things like that, how that's all going to play out in this game, because both teams have kind of low numbers for what is typical in derby.
Jamming for the Nightmares, we have a mini Harshmellow.
And Adrian Bocado jamming for the Muertas. Adrian's a power jammer. She pushes through, knocks people out of the way to make her way, just like that. She is called lead jammer. Sky Monkey going to the box. Adrian pushing through the Nightmares, getting knocked down by Manic Pixie.
Harsh keeps running into some trouble going up against Jungle and Turtle there.
Scoundrel down, Scoundrel down. That's the power I was talking about that comes from Adrian. She just pushes through, pushes people out of the way, and really does it legally. That's completely a legal hit. Legal hitting zone there. Knocked Galactic Scoundrel down. And another scoring pass.
When you open your chest to anybody like that, it does give you the potential to get hit backwards. Unfortunately, Adrian really taking advantage right now, scoring as many points as she can.
Scoundrel getting called out on a penalty for failure to reform. Did not move forward quick enough. Got to keep that pack. Adrian pushing through again. 5 more points for the Muertas. Harshmellow finally through the pack. This will be her, that was her initial pass.
It was, yes, it was her initial pass. Harshmellow is another one of the newer drafts this season. This is her first season with NTDR.
Adrian pushes through for 4 points and calls off the jam before Harshmellow has a chance to make it to the pack.
We've got a battle of the countries on the jam line. We've got Vietnam Noms going up against Myth America.
Isn't that fantastic? Myth America and Vietnam Noms. That's amazing. 3-on-3 here. Well, 4-on-4 if you count the jammers. But both teams have one person in the box. Myth America push through, be called lead jammer. Vietnam Noms slammed to the floor by Hercules. Lupa going to the box, and Myth America making her first pass. Vietnam Noms still stuck in the pack. 5 points there for Myth America.
Yeah, she was already through on her initial.
Dynamo Yo, crucial hit. If Dynamo had stayed on her feet, Nom Noms would have had to come in behind her, but because Yo fell down, she got to go ahead.
But it was called on a track cut. Vietnam Noms is going to the penalty box for a track cut, so this is going to give Myth America the opportunity to be on the first power jam of the game.
5 points in that pass. Like I said earlier, this is definitely going to be a game of endurance. If they run long jams, that is going to make a difference. And playing only 9 and 10 players, it's going to be real interesting. That was a big jam for the Muertas.
Thank you, Scouts, for coming.
Thank you, boys. Say goodbye to the Boy Scouts.
Bye, Boy Scouts.
On the jammer line, we have Bielsa Betsy for the Muertas and Mini Marshmallow for the Nightmares. Bielsa is also a power jammer. She is so strong and powers her way through the people on the opposing team, making it out to be called lead jammer. Mini Marshmallow in the box. And Bielsa makes her way through the pack for 5 points.
Touch your wall! Scoundrel, touch your wall!
Nightmare's going to do everything they can to hold back Bielsa Betsy. I can tell you, Bielsa's a really, really powerful jammer. She's always been very fast on her feet and always had a lot of power behind her hits and her movements.
Bielsa's a runner outside of Derby. Her endurance is incredible, and her strength, just her general leg strength, is what pushes her through. She's such a strong jammer. Mini Marshmallow following Whip through the pack, playing a little bit of offense for her team. Scoundrel trying to get Marshmallow through.
I think Bielsa actually holds the record for House of Quad as far as like WFDA rankings are concerned on most points in a single jam.
Yes,
Also.
I believe Bielsa scored 40 points in a jam, and that is the House of Quad record as it stands so far. Marshmallow trying to sneak by on the inside, but Turtle was too quick. Bielsa taking a hit from Scrappity Ann and Scoundrel. Takes them off their feet. 5 points for Bielsa on that pass. Harsh still trying to get out of the pack. Makes it out of the pack. And that's the end of that jam. One last point scored there for Bielsa.
On the Stroud's Fitness Jammer line, we've got Manic Pixie for the Nightmares going up against Felonious Flinging Monkey for the Muertas.
This is Pixie's rookie season. She has incredible feet and power and tenacity. She is an incredible jammer, and she's only going to grow from here. She's a fantastic jammer, especially as a rookie jammer. Monkey's been skating with us for several seasons. There she goes, just like I said, making lead jammer coming out of that pack.
It's like you said, she has a lot of ferocity. She's very, very intense on her feet, very focused and very driven, which is great when you're looking for new players. Monkey out of the pack on her initial as Manic Pixie comes up for a scoring pass. And a sweep through the middle there. Nice. 4 points, calling off the jam for the Nightmares. Those are going to be the first points for the Nightmares this evening, leaving the score at 4-55.
Pixie snuck right through there. That was incredible. We've got Vietnam Noms on the line again for the Nightmares and Adrian Bocado on the line for the Muertas. We've got a power jammer and a zippy jammer. Such different styles, but equally effective. Fighting off Galactic Scoundrel at the front of the pack. She's pushing and shoving and trying to make her way through. Nom Nom stuck at the back of the pack. The Muertas are doing a great job holding her back. And Adrian Bocado for lead jammer. Turtle's coming to spend some time in the Big Mikey's penalty box. Nom Nom's going back to the box for a track cut. That gives Adrian a chance to score some points on a power jam. Powering through those Nightmares. She has one more. Oh, make that 2 more to get by. Fighting Sky Monkey at the front of the pack.
And I realized I accidentally misquoted Sky Monkey's number earlier. I didn't realize she was wearing Crimeback's old jersey, number 1031. So from now on, I will try to do that correctly.
Sending Bielsa to the box for a back block. Nom Nom's coming out of the box. And Adrian through the pack one more time. 5 points for Adrian for the Muertas.
Make an announcement that if we lose power, nobody is to move. Everybody's to take a knee until power comes back on.
Sean of the Dead has asked that we make an announcement saying that, again, as we said earlier, if we lose power here at House of Quad, nobody panic, skaters included. Everyone take a knee and wait. People in chairs, you don't have to take a knee, just hang out.
That might get kind of crazy if everyone in the crowd tries to take a knee or flipping chairs over. It's just a big hot mess.
Definitely interesting. Woo, Miss America out of the pack. Nom Nom's right behind her. It's another battle of the countries.
I love this. I love this country battle.
Definitely my favorite pairing on the line. Myth holding back and called it off as lead jammer. Strategy call, 0-0 jam is better than one team scoring points.
Captain Galactic Scoundrel on the jam line, going up against number 42 for the Muertas, Turtle.
Both jammers on the line right now are power jammers for sure. Very strong jammers. Muertas are down one with Bielsa in the box. Bielsa should be coming out soon. She doesn't have much time left in there. Turtle on the outside. Took the alley and lead jammer. Scoundrel's right behind her.
That's not a fun position for Turtle to be into. You never want somebody like Scoundrel who's very, very fast on her feet with those really long strides coming up behind you.
Calling it off. Safe. Good call.
It really is the best thing you can do in that situation.
I think we're starting with a full pack. Or not. Just kidding. Oh no, full pack. No one in the box. Big Mikey's penalty box is empty.
That's so weird. He would be so disappointed if he was here today.
I know.
It's good for the teams, though, especially when you're playing down to only 9 or 10 players. You don't want to rack up a lot of penalties. Bielsa Betsy flying by that inside, getting lead jammer for the Muertas. As Minnie Harshmello is still finding it out at the back of the pack, hoping for some offense from her team, but doesn't look like they're able to get up in front of the Muertas.
Harshmello, she's another jammer that's quick on her feet. And against a team like the Muertas, they're all tall and strong, and you have to be quicker than them. And so she's making progress. She's got to push her way through those blockers.
Myth America going to the penalty box. Didn't see what the call was for. Harshmello still trying to fight through. Bielsa Betsy coming around, running into some trouble.
Harshmello makes it out of the pack.
Yep. Nikki Sticks and Lupa giving Bielsa some trouble at the back of the Nightmare pack. When you're a taller player like Bielsa, it's hard going against Nikki because she is so lower to the ground. There's nowhere to really hit her.
Low block for sure if you're not careful. 3 points for the Muertas and 2 points for the Nightmares on that pass. Harshmello's quick feet got her those 2 points at the tail end of that jam, while Bielsa was trying to call it off to save those points. Harshmello was a little quicker.
We've got a lot of four-year veterans actually on both of these teams. Adrian and Ambien are both
Turtle as well.
Turtle, yes. Nikki and Scrappity, four-year veterans.
Turtle's power just showed right there. Everyone that tried to hit her just bounced right off. She made it through that pack without much trouble. Called lead jammer. Manic Pixie. Scoundrel has the star. There was a pass there. Scoundrel's trying to push her way through. I believe that will be a low block for Adrian. Scoundrel tripped over, still made it through the pack. She's got to catch Turtle.
Meanwhile, in all that hustle, Turtle was getting by, getting some points, picking up points left and right.
Nice offense on the part of the Muertas there. They opened up that outside alley and she got right through. Back on the line, we have Bielsa for the Muertas. They're starting one down for the Muertas because Adrian's in the box, and Vietnam Noms is up for the Nightmares.
Vietnam Noms hit to the outside by Monkey, it looks like.
Vietnam Noms made it out of the pack first, called lead jammer, but followed up quickly by Betsy.
Did you see that impressive little apex hop that she did? I think that was our first apex jump of the night. I haven't seen any so far.
Nice work. Monkey's in the box for a low block over here on turn 2. Oh, nope, turn 1. That was another 0-0 jam. We've had several of those in this game so far.
It's a good strategy to have, like we mentioned earlier, especially when you're playing low. You want to try and just keep the bleeding at bay.
Myth America up for the Muertas against Galactic Scoundrel for the Nightmares. Scoundrel squeezing by on the inside, called lead jammer. Myth stuck behind Lupa and Harshmellow. Ooh, wide open alley thanks to the impressive offense of the Muertas Locas. Scoundrel getting by. 0 for the Muertas and 3 for the Nightmares.
G.I. Joel needs a cough drop. He's already losing his voice. All this screeching he's doing over here. He sounds like he's 14.
If anybody has a throat lozenge for G.I. Joel, that would be awesome.
Doesn't even notice that we're making fun of him.
Nope.
It's fine.
Gotta love some Joel. Manic Pixie back on the line against Betsy. Bielsa trying a little bit of aggressive jamming off the line.
She's really come out of her shell as a jammer this past season. I've seen her go from being very timid and just kind of waiting for the holes, and now she's just taking them for herself, which is theatrical, and it's very, very fun to see as a spectator.
This season, Bielsa has definitely, she started to own her power, and it's awesome. Got Pixie. There she is again. Rookie jammer. Doing a stellar job.
She's always so tenacious and fun to watch. Bielsa sneaking through that inside, picking up.
Waiting to call it off until the last possible minute. Good call. Made it before any points were scored on the part of the Nightmares. Annie Orphan Maker's in the box. I'm not sure why.
This is Ambien's first time jamming tonight. We're going to see Ambien's debut as a jammer this evening, going up against Vietnam Noms.
This pyramid lineup that these blockers are doing is something that we're seeing more and more in roller derby, and it's so effective. It gives you eyes on the jammer at all times, and it allows you to navigate a little bit better. It's so effective, as you can see happening here, just with the front back 2-wall. Ambien, lead jammer.
She's one of those jammers that you really have to watch out for because she is a rather small player, but she's got a lot of explosive footwork, and she is a very powerful blocker as well, so she's really fun to watch. Another one of our veterans from the league.
Ambien calls it off. 3 points for Ambien and 0 points for the Nightmares. That was a close call, but good timing on the part of the Muertas. Official review for the Elm Street Nightmares. In the first game, Dr. Feelgood called an official review. It was successful, and so he got to keep that review, and he had an option to use it again, use another one. Let's see what happens this time. Feelgood's cheering, he's celebrating. That's a big deal. It doesn't happen all the time. The 2015 House of Quad sponsors include the Denton Hampton Inn & Suites, Impress Graphics of Denton, Big Mikey's Landscaping. You guys have heard us mention Big Mikey's penalty box several times tonight. Stroud's Fitness in Hearst, Karma Yoga. House of Quad has yoga here at 6 o'clock on Thursdays for $5. We have a lot of fun with Karma Yoga. Those ladies are amazing. And then we have our very own in-house Pepper House Designs, House of Quad sponsor and FU sponsor. Pepper, wave at everybody. All these beautiful armbands that you see our ladies wearing, Pepper designed and created. She's done our chair covers in Big Mikey's Penalty Box. She happily and willingly sponsors our travel team and other things, and obviously does a really good job and works her tail off as our head NSO, handles things. She's amazing. So that's Pepper. There she is. We love her. Ted, the beer guy, how's it going over there? Still beer? Guys, I don't know how many times I can say this. Free beer. we have our penalty box timers.
We're not ready yet.
Upset with me because they're working and they can't have beer. Ted, will you save our penalty box timers some beer? Yeah, Ted agreed to save you guys some beer. Free beer. There's 2 different kinds over there.
There's a Belgian style, which I heard was really awesome.
I haven't tried any yet because I haven't been able. Bring me some beer, Ted.
Gosh, Ted.
Ted is even going to deliver. I mean, come on, he's giving us free beer and he's bringing it to me.
Nightmares are going to lose their official review. Coach G.I. Joel was looking for a forearm penalty to be called on Ambien for a hit that she took on Nikki Sticks. It was declined because Nikki Sticks appeared to have already been on her way out of bounds before the impact was made. So, Nightmares are going to lose their official review. Monkey going up against Harshmellow.
Harshmellow pushing her way through. Knocked out of bounds by Dynamo Yo. Monkey weaving, trying to pass some of those Nightmares. Awesome offense by Adrian Bocado there to get Monkey through the pack. Adrian going to the box. Oh. Hard fall.
Yay! Jungle is okay.
Jungle took a real heavy fall. I don't know if you guys saw it from here, but she was knocked off her feet and bounced.
Is it correct?
She's standing. As we mentioned before, if the jam's called off because of an injured skater, she will not be able to re-enter the game for 3 more jams.
I don't know. Thank you. Thank you. That is weird.
Next whistle starts the jam. Vietnam Noms again against Myth America. It's my favorite.
I got you.
Nom Nom, I think she was tricked by her own teammate. Myth America making out of the pack. Be called Blue Jammer. Big hit by her on the outside.
She almost cleared it. She had that tomahawk in motion and just kind of slipped out.
That's another one though. You never want to see her in front of you.
I've been on the receiving end of some of those hits, and it really is not fun.
Herc is a brutal hitter. Herc, I would say, and for the Nightmares, Scoundrel, I don't want to see her in front of me either.
Scoundrel's really dangerous with that backwards blocking that she has, because she can just look you in the eye while she like destroys you, and it is very, very intimidating, and she's very, very accurate.
She has a height advantage on a lot of the players in our league, and She can get low enough that she's very successful in pushing her way through the pack, but then she can use that height at times to block pretty effectively against some people that aren't quite as tall as she is. Scoundrel, go to the box. Where are the jammers?
Galactic Scoundrel being called to return to the track.
Power jam right now. Myth is standing, so she has approximately 10 seconds before she hits the track.
I think what happened is she thought she was being called on a track cut, but Louis was also signaling that it was a no pass, no penalty. And I think that's why the confusion with the penalty just occurred.
Scoundrel now called out on a track cut. She fell out of bounds slightly and came back in front of someone who was not in front of her to start with. Myth makes it through the pack. I believe that was her initial pass. No, 4 points.
Oh.
Our music went away.
The jam ends at a very opportune time for the Muertas. Timeout for the Nightmares. Through all of these, start again at the top.
Some upcoming events we have here at the House of Quad. April 25th at 3:30, the Hooligans are having a self-defense class. It'll be $20 per person, given by Terry Spector, who is a member of the Martial Arts Hall of Fame. Also, a pepper spray demonstration given by Warpig.
As I said earlier, it might be worth the $20 just for the pepper spray demonstration by Warpig.
I want to know who the pepper spray volunteer is.
Right? I wonder who it is.
May 2nd, we have the Texas Men's Roller Derby home bout, number 6. Dirty Mother Truckers going up against One Direction.
I believe this will be the first home bout for our newly formed Texas Men's Roller Derby team. A lot of those boys are in the house tonight. Joel. Thank you. Thanks, Ted. Ted. Free beer. Thanks, Ted. Is it one of each?
I don't know.
No more. No more beer.
We have Ambien on the line to start this jam. It's a power jam for the Muertas. Scoundrel went to the box. Jam timer ended, and that gave the Muertas time to start this in a power jam. Sky Monkey and Whip holding back Ambien at the front. She's got to push her past that 20 feet. And she is lead jammer.
Sky Monkey had to let her go. That's a really frustrating thing as a blocker, is when you've got that jammer right where you want them and then the pack runs out and you just have to let them go.
Being the last line of defense is sometimes the most frustrating position because that's all you can do. You can go that 20 feet and then you have to let go. And Andy in the pack again for 5 points. Scoundrel coming through. Made her way out of the box. Where's this holding that wall? Ambien's going to sneak by there on the inside. Sky Monkey is trying to stop her.
Galactic Scoundrel sneaking up in there as well on her initial, calling off the jam by Ambien.
That's 5 points for the Muertas and 0 points for the Nightmares.
Official timeout. May 9th, we have the Fighting Unicorns hosting the 5K Fun Run. It's going to raise some money for them to travel. Just $20. You receive a t-shirt that's been donated by Avast Apparel, also designed by the wonderful John Wayne Stacy. You also get a raffle ticket for some spectacular prizes. You check in at 10 a.m. at the Oak Street Draft House, or you can register online and save yourself $5.
Awesome. Perfect, thank you. Does anybody want to taste this? It's real stout.
Sorry.
Not drinking. Myth America, weaving and squeezing through, made it out as lead jammer. Mini Marshmallow fighting off the Muertas one at a time, the back of the pack. Met up with Herc on the outside line. Myth flying by, scoring 5 points for the Muertas. Harsh is stuck in the pack. Muertas hard to hold her back. There's a little speed with this pack. It's making hard for the Muertas to really make solid hits with big impact.
Absolutely. It's always hard to get the effective hits, the calculated ones, when the pack is moving so quickly. Marshmallow was hit out.
And Med coming on the inside again. She's taking every hole she sees. Making her way through. Monkey coming to visit Lee Mikey's penalty box. It's been working for a little while.
That's so good.
Marshmallow.
Annie Whippermaker called to the penalty box for a black block on plain white tees.
We have an accidental power jam. Marshmallow skated off the track. It's not okay.
Muertas looking to take advantage of the power jam opportunity. Lupa Cabra and Scrappy Ann really doing everything they can to hold back Myth America. Also, Vietnam Nom's getting in there.
Can't she go back on the track and take a knee and then they'll call it?
Monkey trying to give some offensive help to Myth America. Myth America calls off the jam.
The Nightmares are feeling a jammer. I believe Nom Noms was maybe hit in the face.
Marshmallow. It was Marshmallow.
Marshmallow. Hit in the face and skated off the track there. Manny Pixie is back up for the Nightmares against the LCS for the Hurricanes. Jumble's back.
Playing a little game of blocker hide and seek. It's all good. Manic Pixie pushing through. Getting lead jammer is hit down by Ambien. Oh, yeah, she is lead jammer. Calls off that jam. Very smart move by Manic Pixie. It doesn't give her the opportunity to lose any kind of lead or points.
In that particular play, her own player tried to push her forward slightly, and I don't think Pixie was ready for it, and that's why she fell. Sometimes it's very effective. Sometimes that happens. It's a 50-50, in my opinion, whether you're going to help the players. If they're ready to push it, they do fine. Vietnam comes back on the line, Strauss on the stand line against Polonius Monkey for the Warriors.
Can I just say, Monkey's pants are fantastic. I love that split leg. That is real cool.
By everybody on the outside. It was a beautiful slide, and it ended up helping her in a jump set. Monkey's right there on her tail. Let's see her if she decides to try to make it to the pack to get some points, or she calls it off before she has a chance to get there.
I think Vietnam Nom's actually jumped too. She's a very jumpy player. She takes advantage of how light she is on her feet. Calls off the jam, not before getting two for herself.
Nom Nom, like we said before, the only word I can think of when I think of her jamming is zippy. Her feet are fast, her body is fast. Her body movements, everything she does is just, it's quick. She's very zippy.
Plain white tees in the penalty box for the Nightmares. Manic Pixie going up against Beelzebetsy once again. This might be one of the most common lineups we're going to see tonight.
Thought there was a penalty happening, but realizing that it was actually the same team hit, no penalty was assessed. Beelzebetsy coming out as lead jammer. Manic Pixie stuck behind Turtle and fellow Marcus on the track.
Beelzebetsy flying around that outside line. Manic Pixie still really fighting to get through. Jungle running into a little bit of some shoulder there. Able to get by on her initial.
Beelzebetsy's going to go for a few more points here, and they'll like the call for him.
Beelzebetsy taking out a couple Nightmares, calling off the jam. No.
There's 0 points for Nightmares in that pass. Who on the line for the first time is Lupa. Lupa's also a rookie this season.
No, it's their second season. She was a rookie last season.
Rookie on the Unicorns.
Yes. It's still impressive to be on the Unicorns in your second season.
She's a unicorn.
That's another player that's actually grown a lot over the offseason. She went from still learning how to use her height to her advantage, and there she goes, flying by on that inside, getting lead jammer.
Obviously, Luke was another skater of ours that has a height advantage over a lot of our other skaters. That helps her with long strides and making the way through, like on the inside. She snuck by there with two long strides. She made it past the whole pack.
That's a beautiful thing about roller derby, though. Every body type has a place that it fits in. It's got its own niche. Everybody
Absolutely.
can play.
4 points calling off that jam before Adrian had a chance to get in. Back on the line again, the country.
We've got like the embassy over here. It's the UN.
Look at that pride. Vietnam noms.
She's very regal in her statures.
Myth America. Up for America. There you go.
Both jammers looking at those lineups, trying to figure out where those holes are, what they're going to do, how they're going to get through. Myth America running into some trouble with Galactic Scoundrel, able to get by on that inside line.
Going to the box.
Oh, back block. I didn't even see that happen.
She didn't see it happen either.
That must have been when Galactic Scoundrel fell. It must have been the back block on Galactic Scoundrel. That gave Vietnam Noms the opportunity to be lead jammer, which is awesome for the Nightmares. They can hopefully capitalize on a little bit of a power jam.
Monkey coming back into the box to help out her team. She's got to get past the Nightmares first. No problem there.
Vietnam Noms sneaking by that inside. Jungle barely missing her. Those are the quick shutter shakes that you were just talking about with Vietnam Noms. She really uses those to her advantage. That's going to be like her sub-derby name. Everyone's got those nicknames.
Myth powering through the Nightmares. Not going to nail that goal in. Making her way past Galactic Scoundrel. I don't know how. Scoundrel's hits are brutal. Myth makes it through.
Nikki Sticks getting into the mix with the Muertas, trying to break it up for Vietnam Noms, calling off the jam. Picking up 3 points for the Nightmares, leaving the Muertas at 0. Just inside 14 seconds in the first half, we've got Nightmares 20, Muertas Locas 140. Oh, 23, sorry.
Turtle on the line for the Muertas up against Manic Pixie for the Nightmares.
Looks like this might be halftime. Oh, it is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back in 15 minutes.
The basics of flat track roller derby. Brought to you by Antic Skate Boots and the Women's Flat Track Derby Association. The game of roller derby is played on roller skates. The players wear helmets, elbow pads, wrist guards, and knee pads. The track is flat, not banked. Each 30-minute half is broken down into shifts called jams. The group of 8 players at the front is called the pack. The pack is made of players who play the position of blocker. Behind the pack are the jammers. The jammers are the skaters who score points and are marked by a large star on their helmet. When the whistle blows, the jammers try to skate their way through the pack and out the other side, but they will be met with the hips, rear, and shoulders of the opposing team's blockers. When 2 bodies make contact on the track, this is called a block. Once the jammers have skated their way through the pack the first time, they're ready to begin scoring. They earn a point every time they legally pass a member of the opposing team. The team with the most points at the end of the game wins. The jammers will fail to earn points if they pass the opposing blockers illegally. Any player who performs an illegal action will earn a penalty. So what's illegal? Elbows, tripping, back blocking, and passing out of bounds. Any player who receives a major penalty has earned a 30-second trip to the penalty box. The jam ends when the lead jammer places her hands on her hips, or when 2 minutes has elapsed. 30 seconds later, a new jam begins, and the whole thing starts again.
Total bad sport, like all around. I saw the girls doing it and I was like, I can do that.
I got tattooed with another girlfriend of mine, and she always cried when she got tattooed because it hurt, and she played roller derby, and I thought, I don't cry when I get tattooed, so maybe I'm stronger than you. Maybe I can play roller derby. I'm an athlete. I played some sports growing up, and I was a childhood skater, a skate skater. For me, it was just the best of both worlds. I was able to combine my desire to play a sport along with the skating.
It looked a lot more intense than it actually feels. Actually, don't use that at all, because it's really intense, and it sucks sometimes.
I met my husband, actually, in Derby. I'm a triple threat. I play them all. I'm a triple threat. I play everything. Blocker, jammer, and pivot. Blocker and pivot primarily are responsible for playing offense and defense and trying to get their jammer through and prevent the other team from having their jammer get through. And the jammer is basically your offensive person who's responsible for scoring points.
Having an injury was pretty sucky. I hurt my knee, so I was out for about a month and a half total.
It's usually not a matter if somebody gets hurt. If you're in it long enough, you're going to get hurt. But I've had a broken fibula, torn deltoids, which required fixation with plate and screws. And then I've had knee surgery and I've had foot surgery.
Receiving the 2012 Best Blocker Award from my league. A lot of my league mates voted for me, so that was super awesome. Totally, I didn't expect it, and I also I got 2012 MVP, so that was, I cried. I mean, it was a roller derby award, but I cried because it meant a lot to me. There really hasn't been anything easy about joining derby. It's been very time-consuming, very physically draining, sometimes emotionally draining because you get so involved in it and you just want to get better and better, and at times you do plateau, so that gets pretty frustrating. At the same time, the stuff that's been hard has been so rewarding that it totally works out in the end. Come see us. Don't make us come see you. Join the revolution at housequad.com.
I believe we are ready for the second half of this game. Sean's ready. You're welcome. Next whistle starts the jam. Here we go.
On the Strauss Fitness Jammer line, we've got Vietnam Noms going up against Bielsa Betsy.
And Nom Noms on the outside. Nightmares were holding back those Muertas just enough for her to get by. Bielsa out of the pack, coming up about half a lap behind Nom Noms. Calls it off before Bielsa has a chance to score any points. 2 points for the Nightmares, 0 for the Muertas.
Just a reminder for everybody, the Abbey Inn and the Abbey Underground in Denton, Texas is the official after-party location of NTDR. 21 and up, no cover. We'll all be there. You can come hang out with us. Tell us about our awesome announcing skills. Tell the players how awesome they are.
And how awesome the coaches are, and how awesome the refs are.
Buy the refs a drink.
Or the announcers.
Mini Harshmellow trying to get through on the back of the pack.
Myth America pushes through the Nightmare wall without much trouble and is called lead jammer. Harshmellow coming up behind her, made it out of the pack.
That was a really impressive move from Harshmellow. She was going up against Jungle, Hercules, and Turtle. That is nothing that I want any part of ever.
That it scares me even hearing that out loud. Here comes Harsh, scoring some points, maybe. 0 points for the Nightmares.
Vietnam Noms blowing through that middle of the pack there, getting lead jammer for the Nightmares.
Muertas immediately kick in with offense and throw the Nightmares to that inside line, allowing Monkey to sneak by on the out. Nom Nom's coming up on the back of the pack, hoping to squeeze through there for some points before calling it off.
That's impressive for any team to be able to switch from like all defense to immediately offense. That's a really hard thing for them to master, and that was really impressive on the Muertas end.
The Muertas just did it again. They, as soon as Nom Noms got out of that pack and they no longer had to play defense, 2 or 3 of them stepped back. They pushed those Nightmares to the inside line, and it allowed Monkey to sneak by on the outside.
Vietnam Noms getting hit out, calling off that jam before Monkey was able to score any points.
Back up on the line, we have Adrian Bocado facing Scrappity Ann. I don't think Scrappity's been up yet tonight.
This is Scrappity's first jam of the evening. It's always kind of nice to mix up your jammers, get some fresh blood out there.
Especially, again, referring back to the fact that both of these teams are light on players, and some of their jammers maybe just need a break. Nightmares doing their best job to hold back Adrian. She makes it through. It's called lead jammer. Scrappity pushing her way through the Muertas wall. Jungle doing her best job to sit right on Scrappity and not let her by.
Plain White Tea's taking a pretty brutal fall there. Scrappity Ann able to try and fight through that Muertas wall.
Myth drawing her all the way back to the back of the pack.
Meanwhile, in the chaos, Adrian able to get by and get 5 more points for the Muertas.
Scrappity is struggling to get through that Muertas wall still. Adrian is scoring again, 5 more points. The Muertas are doing an incredible job of holding back these Nightmare Jammers and drawing that pack all the way back when they hit those jammers out. Panty pass happened on the Nightmares. Harshmellow is now the jammer. Big Herc hit, which any hit from Herc is a big Herc hit.
Yes, it is. She's got such great precision, too, with those hits. She's very, very accurate, and she's very deliberate in the way that she lays her hits. They're very calculated.
Herc's hits are definitely timed well. They are brutal. Myth hits Harsh out.
Myth getting called, it looks like, for a back block penalty.
5 more points for Adrian.
She wasn't hitting her in the shoulder. It looked like it was right between the shoulder blades, so that's why she received that back block penalty, because Harsh did go out of bounds.
Adrian threw again, calling it before Harsh can score any points.
Very impressive jam. 25 points for Adrian for the Muertas.
The Muertas have had several jams, 20, 25 points. They've had several this game, which obviously the scoreboard is speaking that as well. It's strange to me that there are jams where that happens, and then the following 3 jams might be 5-point jam or 0-0 jam. So it's really interesting that that dynamic is happening through this game.
It keeps the opposing team on their toes for sure, because you never really know which strategy they're going to try and pull, and they just look for those opportune moments where they can take advantage of it. Vietnam Nam swinging by that inside line, flying by, getting lead jammer for the Nightmares. Bielsa Betsy still fighting it out with the Nightmares in the back of the pack. Is able to get through on her initial.
Scoundrel took a big swing there on turn 2 and missed Bielsa, which is what allowed Bielsa to make it out of that pack so quickly behind Nom Noms. Calling it off. In time, the Muertos get 0 and the Nightmares score 4.
That was a great call for Vietnam Nam. She was really paying attention to where Bielsa was on the track and making sure that she wasn't going to pick up any extra points than what she needed to. For the Muertas, we've got Ambien jamming.
The coaches play such an important role in this game. I mean, obviously in any sport they do, but when your coach is yelling from the sidelines, you have to be listening to them, watching what's going on, still playing the game, and the coaches really have to know what's happening. Jungle with a hit that knocked Minnie Harshmellow right off her feet.
Got a couple pile-ups here in turn 1. A little bit of carnage going on.
Ambien made it out for lead jammer. Big pile up there.
I think that's something we're going to continue to see from this game, because now that, we're already into the second half, both teams are getting very, very tired with those low numbers that they're playing with. A little bit of chaos at the apex of turn 3 and 4 there.
They've been playing this game now on the track for almost 40 minutes. And these teams are both tired, but they are both still fighting.
Looks like Adrian is actually going to be starting in the box for the Muertas for an out-of-play block that was called at the last minute by Shaun of the Dead.
Lupa Cabra is also in the box.
Keeping the teams even on the track.
Official timeout.
We've got some really great sponsors here at the House of Quad. We'd like to take a second to thank the Texas Institute of Orthopedic Surgery in Grapevine, Kendall Chiropractic and Acupuncture in Southlake, Southwell Massage, our very own Fluffy the Great out of Louisville, Impress Graphics in Denton, Hampton, and in Suites, Big Mikey's Landscaping, who of course sponsors our penalty box, Stroud's Fitness in Hearst, who is for our jam line, Karma Yoga, and Pepper House Designs.
Both jammers with quick feet and power pushing through that pack. Bielsa makes it out first. Nom Nom's not far behind.
Bielsa Betts running into the back.
Nice hit by Herc. Tossing Nom Noms into the center of the track. 1 point for the Muertas before that call off. The Muertas and the Nightmares both have a blocker standing in the box. They're going to start out even, and I feel like these ladies are going to go out of the box right around the same time.
Absolutely. Myth America going up against Manic Pixie. Manic Pixie's flattened by that inside, getting lead jammer for the Nightmares.
I think every time that Pixie has been out jamming tonight, she's made lead jammer.
I believe so.
Now, Myth America is right behind her. Those ladies both have got to move their feet if they want to score any points. Scoundrels holding back Dynamo Yo at the back of the pack. Called off that jam. That was a 0-0 jam. Oh, totally. Bielsa Betsy and Mini Marshmallow on the Stroud's Fitness Jammer line. Annie holding back Marshmallow at the back of the pack. The Muertas doing their best job to keep Harsh from making it out, and there she goes. Bielsa is going to the box for a back block. Another Herc hit to the outside. Nightmare offense helping a lot.
Definitely impressive offense there from Sky Monkey. That was a really great hit that she made. It's her rookie season as well. This is only her second game.
Sky Monkey had some derby experience prior to coming to NTDR, and we are so glad she's here. She's definitely an asset to the Nightmares. She's a communicator, and her hits are on target. Nom Nom's taking the panty from Marshmallow. Bielsa came right out of that box and made it through the pack.
That was the epitome of what you want a star pass to look like. It was sneaky. Nobody really saw it coming. She was through, and then she finally was the jammer. Bielsa Betsy flying by that inside, sneaking through, getting 5 points and a grand slam.
Herc pushing Nom Noms to the inside, holding her back. Bielsa is continuing to score. Nightmares putting up a fight. Marshmallow holding her back.
Marshmallow really laying it on Bielsa there, not letting her get through at all.
Sky just played some pretty good offense there. Got her through. Nom Nom zips by, only to face Herc.
I don't know if you've noticed, Lupa Copper's really taking it up against some of these bigger blockers. She's throwing herself out there, making sure nobody gets to her jammer. That's really impressive for somebody that's typically as small as Lupa.
Back on top of her, right after she left the pack, she didn't choose the pack again. It's her first pass. She takes it off again, hands it to the pivot, skates with it in her hand, puts it on, initial pass, and then 1-4.
That was a crazy panty pass when it comes down to points and legality and whether or not points were scored. I was listening to the ref explain it, and now I'm confused.
The way that works, the helmet cover has to physically be on the helmet. You can pass the blockers, but it is not an official star pass until the jam cover is on the helmet.
I know, right here. Just take it.
You want a part of my water bottle?
Put it in a water bottle?
Yeah.
It's rough.
Ted, the beer guy, says there's about half a keg left over there of each kind. So if this imminent flood happens, we're good because we have beer. And it's free. High five, wifey.
This has been a really impressive game so far. We're right inside 17 minutes, so we're just shy of halfway through this half. How are those Muerta fans holding up? Where are they at? All right, Nightmare Nation, let me hear you. Where are you at? That was a little sad.
Turtle is back on the line for the Muertas against Manic Pixie.
It's a rare thing, but I love seeing it. I love it when blockers give jamming a go. It's really great as a player to be able to grow and see the game from every perspective. You, as a blocker, most of the time, how do you feel about jamming personally?
Most of the time, when I'm handed the jammer panty on the bench, I have a moment of panic, and then I do what I need to do for my team. I feel like I'm being hunted when I jam, so it's really an interesting dynamic because most of the time I'm hunting. It's very strange. I like it, but I feel like I'm being hunted.
It is hard to go from the shark to the minnow. We've got Manic Pixie who was able to fly by there, get lead jammer, taking an impressive hit from Dynamo Yo, and then Adrian calling off that jam, but able to pick up 2 points for the Nightmares.
And again, Pixie with lead jammer. So impressive. Rookie jammer coming in, taking lead every time she gets out there.
I can tell you, as somebody that played a jammer position for my entire Derby career, every time I saw that jam start, I still was like, oh God, why? Have that like split second of panic, and then I got out there and I was fine. We've got Lupa Cabra out on the jam line, getting ready to go up against Felonious Flingin' Monkey. Now we've got an animal party on the track.
An animal party. Oh, Monkey taking lead jammer. Lupa bouncing and weaving and fighting her way through that Muerta wall. She's almost there, and she is out of the pack.
Ambien trying to
Ambien's
hunt her
coming
down.
to get her.
Oh, able to stay in. It looked like, oh, no.
So close. She almost made it. She almost had it. Here comes Monkey on her scoring pass.
Really impressive footwork from Lupa there, though. That's hard to recover from a good hit like that, especially on an edge. Lupa's still really pushing, trying to get through that Muerta defense. Plain White Tea is giving Monkey some drama there on the outside line. Monkey squeezing by that inside, picking up.
Picking up
5 more points. We're both waiting for the call. We don't want to be wrong.
Lupa was hit out by Annie Orphanmaker on the outside. She had to come in all the way at the back of the pack. Scoundrel takes the panty pass from Lupa and whips through the front.
That was a very sneaky star pass. It was just like...
The Nightmares are very good at the sneaky star pass. And that jam is called. That last pass was a 0 pass for the Nightmares and 3 points for the Muertas. Myth America on the Stroud's Fitness Jammer line with Manic Pixie.
It's hard.
We have a little less than half of this half left.
Half of a half?
Half of the half. 1/4.
Look at you doing math. I'm so proud.
I don't know what else to do.
Well, we're art people. Math is not our thing.
We are art people. And Myth America out for lead jammer.
Manic Pixie really fighting to get through that Muerta defense, getting some trouble there from Adrian on the inside, and then recycling into Jungle.
That is another group that I do not want in front of me. We got Turtle out there, we've got Jungle out there, we've got Dynamo Yo, and Adrian Bocado. That is a serious group of women. Myth going to the box.
Good news
that
for
puts Pixie on a power jam.
Definitely, that's always what you want as a jammer, is to be able to be the only one out on the track.
Pixie hit out by Adrian, has to come in behind her.
Really great attention to who actually hit her out, though, not falling for the bait that Turtle had tried to lay for her. That's very, very impressive.
5 points for the Nightmares. Pixie has a short opportunity to score a few more points here before Myth comes back in. Myth coming out of the box and gets right by those Nightmares. Turtle is doing a number.
Oh, yes, she is. Myth was able to pick up some friendly fire there. Turtle actually hit Manic Pixie right in front of her, slowed her down a little bit. Not too much. Still trying to get through, get some points.
Myth comes by on the outside, takes that alley, the friendly side for sure. All the Muertas are on that side, holding back the Nightmares. Pixie coming up and making it through that pack. 4 points. About 10 seconds left in this jam. Myth going to the box for a back block. That gives a bit of an advantage to the Nightmares. Myth will be starting in the box, and the Nightmares will be on a power jam with Nom Nom as the jammer on that Stroud's Fitness Jammer line. Official timeout. Upcoming events on April 25th at 3:30 p.m. right here at House of Quad. The Hooligans will be hosting a self-defense class. It's $20 per person. Terry Spector, a member of the Martial Arts Hall of Fame, will be here to lead that. And the pepper spray demonstration will be given by War Pig. Come on out, learn a little bit of self-defense, and hang out with the hooligans. April 25th at 3:30. The Texas Men's Roller Derby Home Bout, the first one, is at 6 p.m. on May 2nd. It is One Direction versus the Dirty Mother Truckers. It's going to be a great game. Some of our boys that are coaching tonight are on those teams. Some of our boys that are NSOing and working other places in the building will be participating in that game on May 2nd. Come on out and show some support for the Texas Men's Roller Derby League. On May 9th, the Fighting Unicorns will be hosting a 5K fun run in hopes to raise some money for travel. For just $20, you will receive a t-shirt donated by Avast Apparel, as well as a raffle ticket for some spectacular prizes. Check-in begins at 10 a.m. at Oak Street Draft House, or you can register online and save $5. There are flyers at the front desk for this event. If you feel like you need to take one home and hang it on your refrigerator, do that. Here we go. We have right under 12 minutes left in this game. Again, Nightmares are starting this jam with a power jam. Nom Noms fighting the Muertas. Nightmares going in with some offense to try to get Nom Noms out quickly so that they can take full advantage of this power jam.
That is a quick moving and very clustery pack.
Very fast moving. I would think that's a Muerta strategy.
Absolutely. You never want the pack to be chaotic as a jammer. It just confuses you and it makes it hard for you to actually find your holes in your offense. Vietnam Nom still able to get through, picking up lead jammer, which is an advantage for the Nightmares.
Ambien coming to the box. Myth coming in at the very back of the pack. They pulled it back as far as they could. Scoundrel on the back end. Sky Monkey pushing Myth out, falling herself.
Marshmallow joining.
Coming up the inside. They didn't even see her. 4 points for the Nightmares and 0 points for the Muertas. Bielsa Betsy back on the line for the Muertas. And Manic Pixie for the Nightmares. Manic Pixie pushed out by Turtle. They're pulling her back. Bielsa's pushing the pack forward, hoping to pull them out that 20 feet so that they have to let her go. Almost made that turn. She swung out just with her toe stop on the outside line. Takes the friendly side on the in, and it's called lead jammer. Panty pass on the part of Manic Pixie, gives it to Lupa. Lupa makes it right out of the pack with that panty in her hand. Marshmallow's out of the box, coming up to join her team. Bielsa calls it right on time. 0 points for the Nightmares and 2 points for the Muertas.
We've got Vietnam Noms for the Nightmares going up against Felonious Flinging Monkey. It's a lineup we've seen before tonight.
Plain White Tees doing a great job holding back Felonious Flinging Monkey. And Nom Noms comes out about half a track behind. Monkey's got to make her way through those Nightmares one at a time. Ticking them off as she goes. Calling it before Nom Noms has a chance to score any points. 4 points for the Muertas and 0 points for the Nightmares on that pass. A little Derby love happening on the jammer line right now. We have Turtle jamming for the Muertas and Manic Pixie for the Nightmares.
Having a little bit of a dance party, it looks like, up there.
Neck and neck, those jammers got out of that pack. They have called Manic Pixie again as lead jammer. She got out a little bit quicker than Turtle. Turtle cuts her off at the pass and takes over the lead, but Manic Pixie calls it off before any points are scored.
That's a smart move by Pixie. It kind of burns the clock down a little bit. Now we've got Harshmallow going up against Myth America.
I couldn't get the water open. Jeez.
Myth America diving in there, trying to get the lead, fighting up against the Nightmare defense, running into some trouble with Lupa and Sky Monkey.
Harshmallow on the inside. The Muertas lost their wall a little bit there. They were trying to hold her back, but their feet weren't quite fast enough to catch her. Myth is going to the box again. I think that might be Myth's 7th penalty.
That's the only foul out we've had all night.
Myth America has fouled out of the game with 7 penalties. Someone else, Beelzebetsy, is going to be taking her place in the jammer box. Penalty box, not the jammer box. Tonight it's been the jammer box.
It has been the jammer box.
Big Mikey's jammer box. If I was Harshmallow skating there behind Herc, I would skate for my life. She's doing a great job. She keeps on pushing.
Annie Overmaker giving her some trouble as well there.
She's got about 3 seconds to make it through that pack before, there she goes. She made it out. Great job pushing through that wall.
You know, Annie's another one of those players that people I think underestimate because she's very, very powerful and very, very fast as well.
At this point in the game, with only 6 minutes left, both of these teams are tired.
Absolutely.
Short on players. Big hits tonight in this game from a lot of our players. Some pretty crazy falls. That always just wears you down.
Yeah, every time you hit the ground, you have to work that much harder to get up, and it is hard to recover from. We have jungle jamming for the first time tonight.
This is going to be amazing.
I love seeing powerful jammers on the line. It always kind of
Jungle and
confuses.
Pixie. Turtle hitting Pixie out and pulling her back. Jungle is pushing her way through. Muertas are doing a great job holding back Pixie. Jungle gets pushed out by Plain White Tees to the inside, giving Pixie a chance to take it, and she does.
Another lead jam for Manic Pixie and the Nightmares.
She's having a fantastic game. Jungle makes it out about half a lap behind Pixie. It was a rough go, but she did it. She pushed through those Nightmares and made it through. Pixie's coming up on the pack, hoping to score some points. Monkey rejoining the pack to help her teammates out.
Oh, Jungle is actually being called to the penalty box for a track cut for the Muertas. This is going to give Manic Pixie the opportunity to be on a power jam.
And there she goes.
See that impressive footwork sneaking by on that inside line. Very, very clean, very, very impressive.
Popped up on her toe stops there so that she wouldn't get hit out and wouldn't slide out. Great job on the part of Manic Pixie. Taking on Turtle and Monkey. Huge hit by Loretta there.
Absolutely,
Adrian.
that was just beautiful.
Track cut called on Manic Pixie.
I actually think it was because of that hit from Adrian there. It pushed her out of bounds a little bit. She tried to recover, came in just a little bit in front of somebody, and that's how you get track cuts.
Knowing the way that Adrian skates, she hit out Manic Pixie and then just stuck her butt out just enough to have Pixie come in right in front of her hips.
The hips are very deceiving.
Jungle made it through the pack, sliding on 1 foot from the outside. Jungle's got some power too. Jungle's hits are incredible. She obviously has power pushing through. Yes.
Jungle running up into Plain White Tees there.
Knocking down 2 Nightmares just without even thinking.
Scrappity Ann able to take down Jungle. Has her hands up in surrender, saying it wasn't a penalty, I promise. Turtle coming up on Galactic Scoundrel.
Nightmares did a great job killing that penalty.
For the Muertas, we have Dynamo Yo on the track. Another first-timer for the Muertas this evening.
Dynamo Yo.
going up against Lupa Cabra for the Nightmares.
Now, Yo is not typically a jammer.
She is not.
I really love that the Muertas are playing all their people as jammers. I feel like that's a good strategy in a game of endurance like this.
Absolutely, and it's a great learning opportunity. You know, it is just the beginning of the season. It's not championships. It's a good time to test out your players and see how they perform in real game situations rather than a scrimmage. Dynamo Yo called on a penalty.
On a track
Cabra
cut.
getting lead jammer. She doesn't look like she can believe it. How awesome
Did
is that?
everybody see the amazing tomahawk that Lupa did over there on turn 2? That is how she got by. She used her legs and her stride to squeeze by with a tomahawk. That's a 5-point pass for her. We've got Herc in the box.
She just did it again, actually. Apex there to Annie. She kind of just stepped around her, used those long legs, sliding by that inside line. 5 more points for Lupa Cabra and the Nightmares.
Lupa has grown a lot this season by being drafted to the Fighting Unicorns travel team. She's had the opportunity to really learn some things that she wouldn't normally have an opportunity to learn, and work with people she wouldn't normally have an opportunity to work with. So she has grown a lot. Yo is out of the box, fighting through the Nightmares now, and Lupa is coming to the box, I believe, on a track cut.
Yes, it does look like a track cut. Conveniently, she did lose a toe stop, so now she has an opportunity to try and repair that.
That's 2 skate malfunctions tonight.
You know, toe stops are the most common thing to lose during a game. Trucks are not very common.
No, it's not often. Oh. That was a failed attempt at a panty pass. If a jammer trying to pass a panty is out of bounds, they cannot pass it. If the pivot they are trying to pass it to is for any reason out of play, including out of bounds, it cannot be passed to that person. It's an illegal pass if the pivot takes it from the jammer when they're out of bounds.
Correct. But you can pass the panty legally inbounds. The pivot, then jammer could be hit out of bounds, put it on out of bounds, and then legally be the new jammer. It is very, very technical, confusing.
The panty pass is definitely a technical thing. 3 points there for the Nightmares and 0 points for the Muertas. As we saw in the game earlier, the Trauma Queens and Hooligans game, when the panty was put on sideways, that is not considered a legal panty pass. It doesn't count. It's not considered on. That person is not considered the jammer if their panty is on sideways.
Correct. They want it to be proper. They want it to be facing the correct direction for it to be illegal. Adrian speeding around the track, getting lead jammer for the Muertas. Turtle going to the penalty box.
Adrian just flying by those Nightmares. Adrian tripped over one of the Nightmares. I don't think it was considered a low block because there was no intention. I don't know if that's true.
I don't think it was because she actually hit both knees. You're not a down player until both knees are on the ground.
One knee hit means you're not down.
The knee rule is a very technical one as well. It looks like this is going to be our unofficial final.
And that is the unofficial final. 224 for the Muertas Locas and 87 for the Nightmares.
Everybody come out, give these athletes a high five. We'd like to thank the NSOs and the refs. It's been a fantastic evening. Meet us at the Abbey after this for the after party. Sorry, I zoned out. I apologize. Down in the middle, John Wayne Stacy has our MVP awards. For best blocker from the Muertas, we have number 127, Hercules. Best jammer from the Nightmares, number 50, Manic Pixie. For MVP overall from the Muertas, we have number 64, Adrian Balcado. Once again, we would like to thank you all for coming out and weathering this storm with us. Thank you for helping us and supporting Sam Taub for the Do It for number 57. We'll see you at the after party.